They may be turning on him, or the clock just may be broken, which means they'll be right twice a day. Should we hold up our hope in people whose perspectives are changing because they're now being impacted? I don't know about you, but it's like a jolt to my spine when someone I fundamentally disagree with makes a good point that I actually agree with. Like when Joe Rogan said, there's two things that are insane. One is the targeting of migrant workers, not cartel members, not gang members, not drug dealers, just construction workers showing up at construction sites, raiding them. Gardeners, like really. Maybe it is a change of heart. Maybe it's buyer's remorse, but they're disappointed in the regime that has managed to keep all of its promises, all except for making life in the US more affordable. I think that they're realizing where their money comes from and that it's being affected. Their viewers and listeners are checking out. No matter how much money they have in the bank, your attention is invaluable. Your attention pays their bills. Aiden Ross told us how much money he makes 2 years after joining the streaming platform Kick. 1,000 viewers means about $100 an hour, while 50 viewers nets around $10 an hour. To show what that looks like, he pointed to his April 1st stream where he teamed up with XQC and Sneeko for just under 5 hours and earned $27,169. I streamed for 5 hours and made 30 grand. He makes a lot of money streaming, but what he says next is what I see as a sign that he's making less money now. I really wish I never got into politics. Is it a grift? Most likely. You can't convince me that these podcast and streaming bros aren't changing their opinions because their money is being affected. They thought they had a lot of money and that they were in the big leagues, but it seems more like they don't get the alerts for when to buy and sell. They're not a part of the in group. With that in mind, they could start using their podcasts and streams to influence things that actually matter, like I don't know, the need for affordable health care, maybe a few rules for corporations to follow so people's lives are no longer the side effect of doing business. Would it be so hard to advocate for stopping corporate price gouging? Is it really that hard to do? I'm doing it. Yeah, my platform is tiny. It's just me researching, writing, and editing these videos, but I'm still doing it. I'm even pushing past my need to not be on camera. I'm talking about uncomfortable things with the soft voice, mind you. I can make a bunch of money by making daily videos about breaking news and giving my opinion about the story. I could sell sponsorships on my channel, but I only want to provide value in my videos. So my focus isn't breaking news. It's more connecting the dots on broken news. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kina. Today, I want to highlight our viewer. Z has a homestead in Pennsylvania where they grow greens and herbs and raise poultry. And after some challenges with neighbors, Z is rebuilding. Check out the link about it in my video description. This channel is my way of helping. I've gotten so many comments saying that I could do so much more if I were actually in the US, and I disagree. If I were in the US, I'd be working and playing my favorite YouTubers, hoping they'd tell me what I need to do because I don't have the time to figure things out. No, this is where I'm supposed to be. Being here gives me time to think and research, and it gives me distance so I can see things from an outsider's perspective. If I were in the States, I would be too overwhelmed to notice another billionaire is backing this regime. Mind you, this billionaire is well known for his philanthropy in the Bay Area, but he now thinks it'd be a good idea to send guard troops to San Francisco. As the CEO of Salesforce and the owner of Time magazine, am I surprised that Benioff was at the state dinner at the Windsor Castle? Not so much. As a billionaire who was previously generous to left-leaning causes, am I surprised that he said, I fully support the president? I think he's doing a great job. Nope, because money. 47 Super PAC MAGA Inc. has raised nearly $200 million between the 2024 election and June 2025. That's record-shattering for presidential fundraising early in a term. Furthermore, what's it for? Is it for a third term? You tell me. I'll be waiting in the comments. MAGA Inc.'s haul is more than 6 times the prior fundraising record for presidential super PACs this early in the cycle, when groups supportive of Biden raised $32.5 million between his election and the midpoint of 2021. During Trump's first term, supportive super PACs raised just $2.5 million by this point. Barack Obama, the only other lame duck president since the Supreme Court's 2010 Citizens United decision deregulating campaign financing, received less than $500,000 in super PACs supported by June 2013. 96% of the money to MAGA Inc. comes from donors who gave more than $1 million each. With their candidate in the White House, they get to do what they've wanted. The money they spend has near immediate results. They get government contracts, regulatory rollbacks, favorable business policies. They even get presidential pardons. Who else is in those documents they don't want us to see? Benioff heads Salesforce, a company that gets government contracts. And I love how so many of these billionaires make their money from the strength of government contracts, which are funded by our tax dollars. But they can't seem to hire the very people their business models depend on for the funding, the taxpayers. They need our money, but see us as less than because we don't have enough for them to consider us. These people aren't remarkable. They just have money. If we took money out of the equation, they'd have no influence and no one would pay them any attention. Like I said in my video, America has a very big problem. Don't let it get worse. We are dealing with a bunch of angry boys who spent their childhood torturing insects and small animals, and now they have money. They are powerful, but yet they're losers. They don't have real friends or real hobbies, and their importance, it comes from what they do rather than who they are. So they create products for us that pull us away from being social. These products require our attention. The most significant impact that we can have is being mindful where we focus our attention. Always remember that your attention is money. So when I ask if these influencers are having a change of heart, maybe it's just a change of income. These influencers needed some sense of charisma to get where they are, and they're discovering that the losers that they were looking up to never saw them as equals. These streamers should be looking to people like Brigadier General Gronwald of the Oregon National Guard. In September, he testified before a state Senate subcommittee where he said he received a memo from Kegsbreath calling for the immediate mobilization of 200 members of the Oregon National Guard into federal service under Title X. Here's what the Brigadier General said in his testimony. I don't want to speculate on what level of training they will be trained in or what they will be authorized to perform. As far as rules for the use of force, the Title X headquarters will provide that training to them. It is my understanding, however, that protective crowd control will be one of the things they're trained upon. And I will provide my advice to the Title X commander that Oregon National Guard men and women, they serve two purposes. One, to defend America, and two, to protect Oregonians. And so by serving this mission, they will be protecting any protesters at the ICE facility. That's my desire. Now, to answer your question, full force is not a doctrinal term that the Army uses. So I'm not sure exactly what that means, and I don't want to speculate as to what level of force they will be allowed to use. This testimony is giving malicious compliance. Do what is required while giving an outcome that is not the one that's intended. What are some other ways that we can resist using compliance as a form of malice? Tell me in the comments. After researching for this video, I am wrapping my head around how much the people are making from streaming. I guess streaming is like listening to the radio, but for the 21st century. If you enjoy streamers, please tell me who you watch. I am truly curious. Also, I really appreciate all of your video suggestions. I'm working my way through them. If there's something you're interested in, please let me know. I've been making posts to this channel with news stories that I think you'd find interesting. I apologize for my last post with the Ground News link, as you couldn't access it without a Ground News account. I will be more mindful about this in the future. If you are interested in a discounted Ground News Vantage subscription, which gives you access to all the features, my link is in the video description. I just crossed the 3-year mark living here in Spain, and if there's a video here, that's my channel, Asta Rico. This video is about things I miss from living in the US after living in Spain for 3 years. And if the video isn't there, it's not up yet. I post on this channel each Tuesday. Today's video is a day late because when I filmed and edited yesterday, I was so low energy that I didn't want to share this video with you. So I got a good night's sleep and I did the video all over again. I want to thank you so much for joining me, and I want you to take care, and I'll see you on Thursday. Okay, bye.